Hey guys, it's Lane with Tim's Nation. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about the Leagues of Votann army that I'm taking against DJ's Necrons today. I haven't been playing my Votann a whole lot because I've been, using my Death Watch and getting them tournament ready. And I don't know how tournament ready they were, but I want to play them a little bit more. They are fun. I like my collection of models. I have a bunch of them, so I might as well use them. I just really haven't cracked the code for myself, my personal playstyle with the Votann yet in 10th edition. I know a lot of people have been having success with them. They've won tournaments and that sort of thing. They've been solidly ranked. GW had to nerf them a little bit in the last balanced data slate by increasing their points a little bit on some key units. So they're a solid army. I just feel like I haven't really made it work for me yet. So we'll see how they do today. I'm going to go through the list here, talk a little bit about the synergies and what's going in what transport, what's going where, and I will be back in just a second. All right, today we are playing Leagues of Votann. This is my Leagues of Votann list. So Leagues of Votann have some special rules, most of them based around judgment tokens. So if a unit has judgment tokens on it, if an opponent's unit has a judgment token on it, one judgment token, whenever I attack them, shooting or fighting, we get +1 to hit. If the opponent's unit has 2 judgment tokens, they get +1 to hit, and they get +1 to wound. And it doesn't matter whether that's shooting or fighting. There are a couple different ways judgment tokens can be put on opponents' units. One way, the most common way, is that whenever my opponent kills one of my units, his unit gets a judgment token. So they are judged for having killed me. It used to be in 9th edition. There were a lot of other ways to generate them, but that's kind of the main way. Then you can also, if you have a call in your list, the call can put a judgment token on something in the command phase that the call can see. I don't have a call on my list today, so that's not going to come into play. And then as far as the army, the detachment rule for the Oath Band detachment rule is at the start of the game, once we deployed and everything, I put judgment tokens, 2 judgment tokens on 4 different units in my opponent's army. We're playing 2,000 points, so it's 4 different units. So I get to prejudge 4 different units. They can be on the table, they can be in transports, they can be in reserves, doesn't matter. And so I get to do that. And then also when I kill one of those units, the first time I kill one of those prejudged units, I will get some bonus command points depending on which turn it is. So if I kill one of those units before my second command phase, I get 3 bonus command points. That's huge. If it's before the 3rd or 4th command phase, I get 2. And if it's before the 5th one, I get 1 CP. So obviously the earlier I do that killing, the better. So usually when I'm planning who I'm going to put those judgment tokens on, I pick one easy to kill unit to make sure I get those bonus CP at the start, and then I put it on some other hard to kill units. Or sometimes I put them on units that I want to kill, but may not be earning judgment tokens from them doing damage. For example, if I'm playing against Necrons and they have the Reanimator, man, I really want that Reanimator to be dead, but he's not going to kill anything, so he's probably not going to earn any judgment tokens that way. So I may put judgment tokens on him pregame to make sure I can kill him, because that's the only way he's going to get them. So there are different strategies, I guess, for when you're going to put those judgment tokens on, whether it's something easy to kill to get those bonus command points, something that's hard to kill that you want to get killing sooner, or maybe something that won't earn them through traditional judgment token means. Anyways, to the actual list. So we have 3 characters to start off with. I have the call, or no, I'm sorry, I don't have a call. I have an Einhir champion, the E-champ. Now, she is my warlord, and she will be leading a squad of 10-man brick of Hearthguard. She has the enhancement Grim Demeanor. What this means is that her unit can reroll failed battle shock tests. Nice, I guess. But the real reason we have this enhancement is because it allows her unit to ignore any modifiers. That's modifiers to their characteristics, modifiers to their weapons, modifiers to rolls. The only thing you still have to take modifiers on is your armor save. Any AP coming in, it still affects your armor in that way. But this is really strong because in the recent balanced data slate, we realized that this applies to weapons as well. GW clarified it. So that means when I'm shooting with her unit, the Hearthguard she's going to be leading, I'll say that the Immortals I'm shooting at are led by a character that gives them -1 to hit. Well, I can ignore that modifier. And if they're near Ceres and they reduce AP by 1, well, I'm going to ignore that modifier as well. So it makes them very strong. So we've got her. We've got 2 Grimnirs. Now, a lot of people have been running Grimnirs as solo units. That's what I'm going to be doing today. The Grimnirs are not going to join any squads. They're just going to be out on their own, living their best lives, doing some damage. So the Grimnirs, they're strangely durable. because they do have a 4-up invuln, and then they have their 2 little floaty robot buddies with them. So they can tank. It takes a little more damage to kill them than you might otherwise think. Now, in addition to that, they have some decent damage output when it comes to shooting. Now, the little robot buddies each get 2 bolter shots, which isn't a big deal. But the Grimnir themselves, they have a psychic attack. Now, when they use that psychic attack, if we overcharge, it gets them 6 shots, not D6, just 6 shots, hitting on 2s, strength 6, AP 2, D3 damage. Now, as you can guess, that's probably pretty good, especially when we add judgment tokens into the mix, and we're getting +1 to wound with that strength 6. And today I'm going to be having these Grimnirs hopping out of Hekatons. The Hekatons confer some wound rerolls, which I'll get to in a second here. But I'm hoping to make their little shooting output even more damaging, more powerful, letting them reroll wounds once or twice during the game. Now, one of these Grimnir also, because I had a few points, has the enhancement Wayfarer's Grace. And all that means that he's a little extra durable. The first time he dies, I roll a d6 on a 2-up, he pops back up and keeps going at the end of the phase. So those are our 3 characters. We have 1 10-man of the Hearthkin Warriors, just basic little guys. They're special rules. They can sticky objectives. They have the good guns in there. They've got the Magna-Rail rifle, the L7, and all the little bips and bops that you can put on these things. Next, we do have a 5-man of the Berserks. These Berserks get the plasma axes. We have the guy with the mole grenade launcher on there. They're going to be riding around in a Sagittarius, and the other squad of Hearthkin Warriors are going to split up and take the other 2 Sagittarius. So these guys are going to be in the Sagittarius. Hopefully they get delivered, so they're somewhere where they can do some nice damage with those axes. Get in there, chop something up, and then they'll probably die afterwards. But I'm just hoping they get their points back. Next, we have 2 squads of the Einhir Thunderkin. The Thunder Buddies are here. So we got 2 3-mans with the Graviton Blast Cannons. So the special rule for these guys is they overwatch, and they hit on 5, so they overwatch. I don't know if I'll be using it a whole lot with just the little 3-man squads, but the Thunderkin are in exo armor. That just means when they get into transport, they take up 3 spaces. So the Hekatons have 12 spaces for transport. So a 3-man Thunderkin hops into a Hekaton, takes up 9 spaces, and then the other 3 spaces left over will go to the Grimnir and his little robot buddies. So my plan is Thunderkin, Grimnir in each of the Hekatons. Might as well jump over to the Hekatons next. So the Hekatons, big chunky boys, 2-up armor, 16 wounds, T12. Takes a little bit to kill these guys. Both of them are going to have the SP conversion beamers on them. One of mine is still modeled with a Magna-Rail, but we're going to use conversion beamer because we just can't rely on that single shot from the Magna-Rail. But they'll have the conversion beamers, bolt cannons all around, and the auto cannon at the back. Their special rule is that there's a lot of terms and conditions here, guys, but their special rule is when they have something embarked in it, and in the turn in which that thing disembarks, the Hekaton shoots first, and if it tags something, you can pick something, one of the units that the Hekaton successfully hit, then the units that disembarked will reroll wounds into that target as well. Basically, thing inside Hekaton gets out of Hekaton, Hekaton shoots something, thing what got out, shoots that thing as well, gets to reroll wounds. Well, we'll see if it comes into play, but basically I'm hoping that those Thunderkin and the Grimnirs will be able to hop out and get some work done. And next, we have 3 of the Sagittarius. Sagittarius are little buggies, the transports. I forgot how that they're reasonably tough with T10, so they can have a little bit of durability there. Their special rule is really just if they advance, the units that are embarked can actually get out and treat it as if the vehicle did not advance. So you can still get out after it's advanced. Then we've got 3 of the Sagittarius. We have 1 10-man brick of the Hearthguard, the Einhir Hearthguard. These guys have the plasma guns, and the concussion gauntlets. Hopefully I don't forget about their grenade launchers and their shoulders. One game I played, I totally forgot that they had those things. So their special rules when they are led by a character, which they will be, they are -1 to wound, so it just gives them a little bit of extra durability. The E-Champ is going to lead them, and she will make them so that they can reroll their charge rolls, and also she does impact damage when they complete a charge. And then finally, we have 2 squads of the Pioneer Jetbikes. So the Jetbikes, I have a 3-man and a 6-man, and their special rules, they can uppy downy. At the end of the turn, or the end of my opponent's turn, if they are within 6 inches of a table edge, not even wholly within, just any one part of one model is within 6 inches of a table edge, they can pick up and then come down from reserves in my turn. They have a lot of shots, so I intend to use them to shoot things. The big 6-man brick of them is really great for the strat that gives you sustained hits because they have so many shots coming out of that squad. Well, we'll see if I get to use that today. So that is the list. Let's talk about a little bit how it's going to work. So the things I want to see out of this list today. First of all, as I said, I got 2 Hekatons. They're going to have 2 little packages, identical packages. Hekaton will have 3 Thunderkin in with the Grav Blast Cannons and a Grimnir in there. So the Hekaton moves up, just gorges its embarked units, and the Hekaton shoots something, and then both the Thunderkin and the Grimnir can shoot one of those things that the Hekaton shot, and they will get to reroll all wounds into it. Kind of a fire support benefit here. I want to see that happen. I want to see them do some damage with that, rerolling wounds. But also another key thing is both the Grimnir and the Thunderkin are pretty low points cost. The Grimnir is only 65 points. The Thunderkin are only 85. So if I move the Hekaton up sort of mid-table, I can still get them out, get them on objectives, and if I need to do actions like deploy teleport homers or cleanse, anything along those lines, I can use one of those units for that. And I don't lose a whole lot of firepower because it's just a small unit for relatively few points. So that's kind of a backup usage for those. We're going to do the damage output, obviously, but also I got some little units that'll be mid-table that can do some actions. And we have, like I said, 2 identical packages of those. We've got the E-Champ leading the Thunderkin, or the Hearthguard, the E-Champ leading the Hearthguard, and she lets them re-roll their charge rolls. So that means when they deep strike in, they will be able to re-roll the charge rolls, hopefully getting close. I really want to see them shooting something, charging something else, doing a whole lot of damage. I just found out, something I didn't even realize, is that there is a stratagem for 1 CP that lets you fall back with a unit and shoot. Well, it actually lets you fall back and shoot and charge. And the Hearthguard are a perfect subject for that stratagem because they hit hard, relatively hard, in both shooting and fighting. So if they're tied up in my turn, they're tagged into combat with something for 1 CP, they can fall back, shoot, and charge. And that E-Champ will be getting to do those impact mortals when she charges again. So it just adds more math, adds more damage output from what they're able to do. So I hope to see that happen today too. Other than that, I really want to make sure I kill something turn 1. So that's part of the reason why I have the 6-man brick of Pioneer Jetbikes. What they're going to be doing is they have scout moves. So if I go first, I can move them 9 inches up the table. And then on my turn, I can move in, shoot something that I prejudged and put those judgment tokens on. I can use that stratagem to get sustained 2 anytime I shoot at something with judgment tokens. And with all the shots that are coming out of the Pioneer Jetbike squad, hopefully I kill whatever it is I'm trying to kill and get those sweet, sweet bonus CP. But also they have a lot of utility because I can bop them off the table and bring them back, both for scoring primaries and secondaries, and also using that ability to get targets. The other 3-man squad will be more for scoring with. Hopefully get that 6-man to stick around a little while. They're pretty squishy, so it is possible they could die pretty quickly. If some immortals that are doing lethal hits on 5s put a lot of shots into them, I'm going to be in trouble. But yeah, that's the Pioneer Jetbikes. Other than that, Sagittarius, I got 3 Sagittarius, going to split up the Hearthkin Warriors into 2 of them, and the Berserks are going to jump in 1. Hopefully they can go out, do some damage, have some fun, go on little adventures and score me points. That's what I hope to see from the Sagittarius. And that's pretty much it. That's all I want to see. So those are some things we're going to look out for today. Follow me over to the battle report as I take on DJ's Necrons, and we'll see if I get to do any of that stuff. All right, see you there.